All right. Well, good evening, everyone. Let's take a few minutes to see if we get some people to come and join us for tonight. This is our momentum, midweek momentum for our no spin challenge. So I'll give a few minutes to see if we get some people to come on in and join me for tonight. Again, I am so grateful for everyone that has reached out, everyone that has joined the challenge, those that are enjoying the challenge. It's awesome. Awesome. I love it. All right. So I wanted to get my stuff pulled up here and let's go over today. Like I said, today is Wednesday. And so we're midweek. So we want to keep our momentum up so that we can carry this all the way out to the end on Friday. We want to keep up our momentum. All right. All right. So on today, today's challenge was practicing mindful spending. That's what we're doing on today. And we've kind of built up of this week. We started out the beginning of the week with setting some goals that we wanted to accomplish for this week in our no spend challenge. And then we looked at our budget for the week and what we wanted to manage that budget so that by the end of the week we can reach those goals that we set. And whether that goal was to apply the money that we saved over the week to a major purchase that we needed to make, or if we were going to apply that to maybe some debt that we have right now, or if we just wanted to take it to put it in our savings. Maybe we're saving up for our 3 to 6 months of emergency fund. So that's what we did on Monday. And then on Tuesday, what we did is we looked at our essential and non essential spending. So we didn't have a live for that. So just to go back a little bit and do a recap on that, this is where, on yesterday, this is where we were prioritizing our spending and putting it in order so that we could recognize, what the essentials truly are. And then, bypassing it if not just for this week, those non-essential items. And hopefully, we'll find that after this weekends, that some of those things that we found that we thought that we needed before, if we do without them this week, they may actually not be something that we need after all. Okay, so of course, in your essential spending, we're looking at your rent, your mortgage payments. We're looking at your utilities. Of course, everybody got to eat. You know, but this is your basic food items. This is not, the eating out. So this is, those basic food items. Transportation. So this is, of course, for your car, fuel for your car, transportation fare, um, your health insurance premiums, your prescription medications, and then of course personal hygiene products. Toilet paper, soap, toothpaste. Those things are essential products. And then again, those making sure that we're still making sure that we're still keeping up on our any debt payments that we have. We don't want to cut those out. We may not feel that they're essential, but they are essential for our financial health. Okay, and then if we have any childcare expenses, because we got kids, we want to make sure that our kids are taken care of and in a safe place while we go out there to make our money. And then on the non-essential side of the house, we were looking at, again, we got to have food, but we don't have to go out. Okay, so this week we're going to kind of, uh, um, bow out of, going out this weekend, take out meals, those things. So we're going to bypass the McDonald's drive-through this week, and we're going to, take the time to, go and pack up our food and prepare our own food. And we're going to hit on that a little bit more on tomorrow night, on tomorrow's challenge. You'll see that some tips and tools for that. Okay. Subscription services, streaming or magazine subscription. So those are some things that are designated as non-essentials. Now, with us doing this challenge over the week, I wouldn't suggest that you go out there and stop all your stuff to go back and pay fees and stuff to get it started back up. But these are just some things that you can look at when you're talking about some non-essential items. If it ever comes to the time where you feel like you need to tighten up on your budget, you have some important projects or something, or again, you got that important item that you need to purchase and you're trying to figure out in your budget where you can make some cuts. These are some things that you may want to take into an account. Non-essential clothing and accessories. So again, this is where you're looking at, are you got clothes in your closet, but you're just going out there and just buying more clothes just to fill up your closet when you have plenty of clothes in your closet that you can fit. Beauty and grooming services, haircut, nails, spa treatment. Now, okay, ladies, don't y'all beat me up. Don't beat me up. Don't beat me up. But again, I know that for many of us, those are deemed to be essential, especially, when you're looking at what type of career you're in, what type of spaces that you have to go in. So, welcome. So you want to look at, but again, I say when you're looking at some ways that you may be able to cut your budget, that may be something that you look at. Is there a better way or a less expensive way, not cheap, but a less expensive way that you can take care of some of those grooming items for yourself? And do you have the capability of maybe doing some of those things for yourself? Okay. Alcohol and tobacco products, those are things that are non-essential. Okay. And again, they're non-essential, but even worse, they're bad for our health. So we have the means to be able to cut those out, to cut that down. By all means, let's do that not only for our financial health, but for our physical health as well. Okay. Non-urgent home decor, furniture purchases, non-essential home electronics or gadgets. My son would probably say that would be me right there, because yeah, I got all the gadgets in the house, and he said I don't do nothing with them, but I'm gonna show him I got some things I'm gonna be doing. Non-essential travel expenses, vacation, weekends, and getaways. And I know that for our quality of life, we definitely want to be able to take those family vacations. But depending on where you are in your life, what your goals are, you may want to, instead of taking those 2 or 3 trips for the year, let's make it that one trip. And then when we take that one trip, let's make sure that we're budgeting for that trip. There is absolutely a way that you can go anywhere that you want to go, but we have to put that into our budget. So again, that's something that is on our list of non-essential spending items. But again, for the sake of for all of us, when we're looking at our quality of life, I would never tell someone to not to take any vacations, because sometimes us taking vacation is at the benefit of those that work with us. Because if we don't leave and take a vacation, somebody might be in trouble. So I would never tell anyone not to take a vacation. But again, when you're looking at your budget, when you're looking at some goals that you're trying to reach, then we can look at maybe the frequency of those vacations, and even maybe look at where we're going for those vacations. Maybe we can't go to Dubai this year, but maybe we can do a Washington D.C. or New York or something like that trip, to kind of help us until we get to the goals that we have. And then just impulse shopping. Okay. You go out there and you see something. Again, this is where you want to take your time, sit back, make sure, think about it. Do you really need that purchase? Do you really need to make that purchase? One of the things that I practice, especially when it's something that's a high ticket item, you know, I'll leave it. And if I come back in a day or two and it's, and I still, I'm thinking about it, I still want it, then I would, if it's still there when I get there, then okay, I'll get it. But just to buy some impulsively, that's outside of your budget or whatever, then again, we want to, pay attention to that, because again, those are non-essential items. Okay. So again, I'm not telling you to take everything out of your budget, because that's not sustainable. I don't want anyone to feel like, this budget is, I'm constrained, I can't do nothing, can't go nowhere, can't get my hair done, my nails done. That is never, 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 what I am implying. But what I want us to do is to mindfully, think mindfully of what we're doing before we do it. Just take the time to sit back and think about it before we make those choices. Because as he said, as you navigate your spending choices, consider whether the expense is truly necessary for your well-being and your financial goals. So that was just a recap of what the challenge was for yesterday. For those of you that were got the email, we just went over that since we did not have a live on yesterday. But today's topic, now that we're getting into that, is practicing mindful spending. Okay. So this here is where we're going to look at maybe some tools or some tips on how we can practice some mindful spending. So that goes into a little bit of what I was just saying when we're talking about impulsive buying. That's being mindful about how you're spending your money, because a lot of times we have to think about why is it that we're doing that in that moment. Okay. Is that really something that we need? Or are we just going out there purchasing it something because, maybe we're, having a hard time, or, maybe something made us upset. And so we're going out there shopping, or something like that. We need to think about and look at why is it that we're doing, some people, they get upset, or they get stressed, they eat. Some people shop. So again, those are things that we want to take a look at when we're talking about mindful spending. We want to think about the things that we're doing, because when we don't, we put ourselves in situations where we're not meeting the goals that we have for ourselves. And so when we don't meet the goals that we set for ourselves, then we feel that disappointment in ourselves, or we get to the end of the year, we set this goal at the end of the year, we get to the end of the year, we haven't reached that goal, and so we feel that disappointment. So again, practicing mindful spending, or mindful spending on a daily basis will help to alleviate that. So again, that's pausing before you make your purchases. The next thing that I would suggest for mindful spending is to track your spending. This will go a long way to helping you to figure out, where your money is going. When you're tracking it, and you like, man, I know I had, this money, or I had that, and you can't figure out, well, why I'm running out of money a day or two before payday. And so if you have the tracker, then that will help you in determining where your money is going, so that you can make any necessary adjustments that you need to your spending. And you can do that by means of doing it paper and pencil. You can get some budgeting apps, you can do a spreadsheet. One of the things that I teach my clients to do is, we ain't fancy around here. You can go to dollar store and get a little 99 cent notebook, the little small one that you can put in your pocket, that you can put in your purse. So every time you spend something, you can write it down. So again, you can see where your money is going to. That is crucial, especially if you're trying to get a hold of your finances, to find out where things are going. And when you want to set some goals, you want to set some financial goals for yourself. The only way that you'll be able to do it is if you know where your money is going. Okay. those are the ways that I help my clients. And by, just by looking at, their spending tracker, I can look at, and we can find ways that we can, again, I don't want to cut out everything that you like, everything that you want to do, but we can most certainly find where, it's not necessarily something that you need all the time. We may want to do it, once or twice a month versus, something that we're doing every day. So again, tracking your expenses is the second thing that we have on our list for mindful spending. Okay. The third thing that we're looking at today is setting some spending limits. Okay. So that's where, our budget comes into play. When you set that budget for yourself at the beginning of the month, many people feel like when I set that budget, again, I'm restricting myself. I got this budget and I'm not going to be able to do what I want to do. But it's the total opposite, actually. If you set a budget, okay, I got to pay these bills. I got an allotment for my savings. I got the allotment for my investments. Now I know, okay, this is the money that I have left. So guess what? That's your spending limit. Okay. So then when you want to go out there and you want to spend it on whatever you want to, you don't have to worry about, well, should I not get this? Should I get that? And don't have to feel no stress behind it, because, it's like all my bills is taken care of, all my necessities. I'm saving for my retirement. I'm saving for my next vacation. Those things are already in place. So this money that I got, if I want to go out there and spend it all in Macy's, if I do that, then guess what? I'm good. So again, when you make that budget, you're actually helping yourself alleviate the stress off of yourself. Okay. So setting those spending limits. Okay. And that goes to, when you set that budget, if it's something big that you do want, then you set it up where, a little bit comes out, of your budget so that, when the time comes, you can get those items. Okay. The next thing in practicing mindful spending is practicing gratitude. You know, being grateful for what you do have will only lend to you having more. Okay. So cultivating that attitude of gratitude, being grateful for the little things that you have now, it will only bloom and blossom into you having more. God says if you take care of the little, he will provide you with much. Okay. And be grateful for what you do have. Okay. So remind yourself of the abundance of what you do have, because I'm sure there are plenty of people out there that don't have what you have and wish they had what you had. So being grateful in that, reminding yourself every morning when you wake up to be grateful for the things that you have been blessed with. Okay. All right. And the last but not least, practicing mindful spending is to sit back and to visualize your goals. Okay. And so I would, beg that you would, create a vision board for yourself. To put some things on that board that will remind you of what it is that you actually want. Some of the things that you want to make happen, because that's going to remind you that, mm, you know, I saw this in the store. I saw this, this sweater. I saw that. Is that sweater over there worth me buying? Is that going to get me to this goal over here of that new home? Okay. So when you have those things in front of you, your vision is clear. What do you say? Write the vision, make it plain. You have your goals written out. You have a visual of those goals on your vision board. You got it. You got one in your office. You got one in your bedroom. Put one in your car. But that is reminding you of the things that you say that you want. So when you go out there, it was going to help you to practice that mindful spending, because you're gonna weigh the pros and cons of, is this worth me not getting this over here, to remind yourself of what it is that you're actually working for. Okay. So, as we approach, we're midweek of this challenge. Okay. And so as we're approaching the end of the challenge, just a couple of more days left, I want to share with you some inspirational words and affirmations that I want you to carry with you, that not only for this week, but you can carry with you, for the remainder of your life. And I want you to repeat these things to yourself, to affirm to yourself every single day. Okay. So I am in control of my finances and I make empowered choices with my money. Every dollar I save brings me closer to my financial dreams. I am grateful for the abundance in my life and I attract wealth and prosperity with ease. I trust in my ability to handle any financial challenge that comes my way. And I am worthy. I want you to say that with authority. I am worthy of financial freedom and I deserve to live a life of abundance. I want you to know that today God created you for abundance and you are worthy of all of it. Okay. So, again, I thank each and every one of you for joining me in this challenge. Okay, it is Wednesday, day 3 of the challenge. We got 2 more days. And so, for tomorrow, we're going to be looking at some budget-friendly tips for meal prep. We're going to be talking about some decluttering, getting some of that mess out your house that you don't need, that you can go out there and sell, make a little money off of. And again, we're going to talk about how we can save a little money on some meal prepping instead of going out there and spending our money at Mickey D's and Wendy's and KFC and all them good places. We're going to look at some ways that we can cut some costs there, if not forever, but for this week. Okay, so we're going to look at that tomorrow. So be looking in your email, to get those tips for that on tomorrow. And then on Friday, I want everyone to come and join in on the Zoom call. So if you are not in the challenge, if you did not sign up for the challenge, do so. It is not too late to sign up for the challenge so that you can get the email with the details for the Zoom call that we're going to be doing on Friday. We're going to actually do a live Zoom call with everybody so everybody can come on and share with me all of the wins that they've had for the week. And I can answer any questions that you may have about anything that we did on this week, or maybe you have some questions in any other areas in regards to your finances. I will be here for any questions that you have. So again, I thank you guys so much for joining in on this challenge. I thank those that joined me live on the call. And then those of you, when you join in on to see the replay, just hashtag replay and let me know that you came by and joined us as well. So again, I thank you. I bid you a good night. Goodbye.